Have you ever thought, I need to start a budget, but I've never done it before, it's gonna be too hard? Well, today's video is the second in a series about making your first budget in an app on your phone. In the first video I made a couple months ago, I used the app EveryDollar, which is the one that my wife and I actually use for our own budgeting. Today we're gonna use the app YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget. So hit that like button and let's get started. Hello there, my name is Caleb and my goal is to teach you financially what you may have not been taught in school. I'm truly honored that you're here. I believe that budgeting is truly one of the vital building blocks of good personal finance. So one of my goals on this channel is to make budgeting much less intimidating, because I think a lot of people are very intimidated by it. And before we get started, I'm just gonna say, this is unscripted, unfiltered Caleb, so we'll see how this goes. Brace yourselves. All right, what we're first gonna do is open up the budgeting app YNAB. First, we're gonna look here at the bottom. We can see the budget. You can go to accounts. You can add in accounts from your bank account. You can add in transactions. It shows that I don't have any accounts right now. So I found out for the last video that I made that the median household income based on the Census Bureau is $68,000 within America. So to make it a nice even number for the budget, we're just gonna say $66,000, which is $5,500 per month. After taxes, we're gonna assume about 25% is taken out for taxes across all of the taxes, whether federal, state, local, which will leave us with $4,100 per month. All right, so the first thing that we see here is to be budgeted. So let's say that we put in $1,000 to be budgeted for rent and mortgage. So it shows us that we have over budgeted by $1,000. So let's figure out, if we go to accounts, we need to fund our account here in YNAB. Let's create an unlinked account. Let's call it checking. And let's say that we have $4,100 coming in this month. Okay, so if we go back, so now it shows that we have $3,100 left to budget this month. So we already put in our mortgage, which is $1,000 in this case. For electric, Bale and I use a little less than this, but we'll just put in $90 because I think that's a reasonable amount for a small home. It depends on what situation you're in terms of how much air conditioning you use. We have chickens, and our heater for the chickens during the summer, or during the winter, was knocking our electric bill up much higher. For water, we're gonna put in $30. That tends to be a little bit more than what Bailey and I use. If you have a larger family, obviously that's going to probably increase by quite a bit more with all the showers I hope you're taking. For internet, let's put in $100. Groceries, let's say $350. Again, with a larger family, it's gonna be higher than that. That tends to be a little bit higher than what Bailey and I use. However, it seems to be increasing recently because groceries seem to be getting a little bit more expensive. This also includes the amount that we put in for normal household items like toilet paper and toothbrush, toothpaste, not toothbrush. We get the toothbrush from the dentist, which we go to frequently. Not super frequently, like twice a year. Anyways, so transportation for Bailey and I tends to be, it's just our cars. The thing about transportation is, before Rona started, before we started working from home, we were putting like $350 into our gas fund because I was driving 45 minutes to an hour to work every day. But I think a more normal amount probably for transportation might be $200. So we'll put that in. I don't have anything for interest and fees that I'm gonna put in right now. For auto maintenance, let's put in $50. Bailey and I tend to put in $100 per month just because our cars are getting up there in mileage and I don't like getting caught by large auto expenses. Home maintenance, I don't have anything for that. Home insurance, I also don't have anything for that because a lot of times home insurance comes straight out of the mortgage payment. It does for us. I know it does for a lot of other people. For medical, we're gonna say $75 per month. In the last video, I had health for part of it and then like gym for part of it, so that's included in there. We don't tend to purchase very many clothes, so we're just gonna leave that at 0. Giving, this is gonna depend on who you are, what your values are. Bale and I come from a Christian perspective, so we go with a tithe, which is 10% of your income. Now the thing is, a lot of people go back and forth about whether this is 10% of the gross income or 10% of the net income. For the sake of this, it's going to be a little bit easier if we just use net income, so I'm going to put in $410, which sounds like a lot, because it is. But I think we can all agree that people who give, people who are generous, are more pleasant to be around. I think it really changes your perspective on money and changes the way that you interact with other people if you're generous with your money. Not just with your money, with your time too. Computer replacement. Okay, but I don't have anything for that. Software, let's change that. Let's change that to, how do we change this? Details, rename category. So I'm gonna rename this to chocolate milk. I feel like this is a good category to add in there. Certainly important for me. Yeah, we'll put in $25 per month for chocolate milk, which I don't know, seems like it could be a little low. Software subscriptions, I don't have anything for that. I do have something for subscriptions, like watching stuff. We'll change that one too. Let's go to details. We'll rename this just subscriptions in general. We'll say $20 a month, which is low for a lot of people. Stuff I forgot to budget for, I'm guessing, is just miscellaneous stuff. We'll put $50 down for that. So in my example, I didn't have any student loans in there, but I did have credit card payments and auto loans. So let's change student loans to credit card. Actually, let's go back. So let's add a new category because we haven't done that yet. Let's say edit. Okay, so here in the debt payments, we can add a new category. We'll put in credit cards. Okay, so now we can hit done, and under debt payments, we've got credit cards, student loans, and auto loans. So according to Google, an average credit card payment in America is about $125, so we'll use that for our example. And then an average auto loan within the United States is about $530, which is a lot. Vacation, we'll skip that right now. Fitness. Okay, actually, let's go back up here. Let's take, I don't know, $30 a month out of medical. So we'll do $45. Then we'll go down to fitness and we'll put in $30. Education, I don't have anything for education. You can go find a book, go get a book from the library. That's free. Dining out, I'm going to only put in $50 for this. Now we're below $1,000 that we have left to be budgeted. Gaming, what the? Gaming and music. All right, I don't have anything for those. We'll put in $50 for fun money. I like the fun money category quite a bit. Bailey and I call this our blow fund because we can just blow it on anything that we want. But basically, each of us get a certain amount of money per month, and we can build it up if we want to over the months, and then use it on anything we want. I more recently purchased a used iPad. A lot of my blow fund is used on technology because I like technology. What else do we have? Okay, let's add in natural gas because a lot of people use that. We use propane. Okay, we'll add that in there at $80 a month. We'll add in trash as well. We'll put that at $20 a month. I didn't realize I originally put I originally put in $30 for clothing. So let's put in $30 for clothing. We'll go back to groceries. Let's change that to $400. Okay. We got $765 left. We need phones. Let's add that in there. Let's say that's $100 a month. You know, you need all your data so you can watch all these YouTube videos about budgeting. Let's go back down. Let's throw in an entertainment category, and let's put that at $30. A lot of people are going to need more than this, but during Rona, it's a lot easier to keep your entertainment to $30 per month. So let's find insurance. True expenses. Let's put this for health insurance. This is something that's going to vary drastically for different people. I know for me, my health insurance comes straight out of my paycheck. Many people have to just pay for their insurance straight out of their bank account. So we'll just throw that in here. And we'll also put in auto insurance. We'll put auto insurance at $100 a month. And we'll put health insurance. We'll say $500 a month, which I think is pretty reasonable, especially if your company is covering part of your health insurance costs. That seems fairly reasonable for a couple at least. And we've got $35 left. Where should we put that? What the heck? We'll put that towards vacations. $35 a month. And that is a zero-based budget. So here at the top, shows that we have $0 left to budget. We have not over budgeted like we started out. Now, before we continue on punching numbers into whatever category we were gonna do, we gotta thank our sponsor, toilet paper. Toilet paper is soft. Well, sometimes it's soft. Well, honestly, if we've learned anything about toilet paper in the last year, it can be used as currency if it has to be. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Now, let's start playing around with this a little bit, because there are certain things that we did not account for in here. For one, we didn't account for hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So we need to add that in here somewhere, and okay, you get my point. Second of all, we haven't added anything in for savings, which, you know, giving and savings is typically the things that you want to focus on first. But I didn't add those in there, or excuse me, I didn't add savings in there originally because I want you all to see exactly how quickly this amount of money can be used up within a budget. So let's add in a category. So instead of just adding in a line, we can add in a new group. Let's say savings. And within savings, we'll say, I don't know, emergency fund, because emergency fund is very important. What we're going to do is we're going to go through this and we're going to drop the amount of money that we put into different categories, the ones that we can at least drop, and we'll see how much money we can either put towards paying off our debt faster or put towards savings of some sort. Let's start here at the top with phones. Let's say maybe you don't need that unlimited data, okay? It's nice for watching all these YouTube videos, but you can also use Wi-Fi. So let's see if we can drop that down to $75, okay? Internet. Let's say with internet, maybe it's internet and cable. If you can drop the cable and just go with your subscriptions that you're watching, like Disney Plus, Mandalorian, or whatever, then maybe we can drop that down to 75 as well. Wow, let's say 60. Okay, groceries. Let's be a little bit more frugal. Let's create a list before going to the grocery store. Let's say $350. We don't need to buy clothes every month. So let's make that 0. Chocolate milk. Let's drop that down to $5 per month. Whoa, not 50. It'll be a sacrifice, but we can do it. Subscriptions, maybe we just do Netflix, or maybe we just do Disney Plus. Let's do $8 for Disney Plus. Oh gosh, no. Okay, let's say we're being super frugal, not going on vacations until we get this debt paid off. Dining out, let's be a little bit more careful and just put in $40. Anything and everything that you can change in your budget will make a difference on the amount that you can put towards other things. So in this case, now we can put an extra $222 that we see here at the top, we can put that towards credit cards. Say, okay, so we've got 347. Let's punch that in. 347. Or if we want to just keep going with the same amount in the credit cards, it's a good idea to have a $1,000 starter emergency fund. So let's put that towards the emergency fund. Now we have $220 to cover our butts if something happens to a car or something like that. What we just covered right now are reducing our expenses so that we can put it towards other important things, like an emergency fund, like paying off debt quicker, because both of those things will make a huge impact on your finances and the amount of stress that you'll experience with your money. But the other thing that we can do is we can increase our income, which, you know, you've got a 40-hour per week job. Maybe you can get a weekend job. You know, let's say that you get an extra $100 per week by just doing a weekend job. Maybe it's not over the entire weekend, but that would be an extra $400 per month. Let's go to accounts, go into checking, and we'll edit this. Oh wait, hold on. Let's edit the amount. Here we go. Let's edit this so that we're at $4,500 per month. Now, obviously, some of this is going to cover your taxes and whatnot. But for simplicity's sake, we'll just say you've got the whole $400. Now you can put that whole $400 towards your starter emergency fund. Let's back this out. $622. Oh, no. There we go. Now we're back to zero. Or you can put that $400 towards your credit card. And if you've got, a $500 balance on your credit card, then suddenly you've got that paid off in 1 month. You've got $25 left. You can throw that towards the auto loan. Put $555 in there. But more importantly, in the coming months, since you don't have your credit card payment anymore, you can then put all that $125 that you had putting towards your credit card, you can now put that all towards your auto loan, and that'll make a big difference on the speed at which you can pay this off. That's called the debt snowball, and I covered that in a video that you can watch right here. All right, let's play around with this just a little bit more. Let's go into reports. So we can see that our net worth is $4,500. This is before any transactions are put in. Let's play around with the transactions a bit. Let's say you just went to the grocery store and paid $75 for food, chocolate milk, soap. Let's go to categories. We'll go down to groceries. Oh, I can add Kroger as a pay. Save transaction. So let's go up here. Now we look at groceries. We can see that we budgeted out $350 for groceries. Now we have $275 available. Obviously, this is a really important aspect of budgeting because you can track expenses all you want, but if you aren't looking at how it compares with the rest of the month in terms of how much money you're spending on a certain category, then it's not going to matter. So at least with this, with the rest of the month, we can see that we have $275 that we can spend. Let's try one more. Let's say the water bill comes in at $25. Whoa, not $250. say water, save transaction. And if we go up here, we've got $5 left in water. Then at the end of the month, you can see you have $5 left in water, and you can put that towards some other category. Okay, so I can say move money from water to emergency fund, and I have to actually put in $5. And then it pulls water down to 0, but it bumps our emergency fund up to $227. So as you can see, YNAB is pretty easy to use as a budgeting app. It's not that difficult to set up. In fact, it's really pretty simple. If I'm comparing it directly to EveryDollar, there are a couple things. There's one thing that I don't like as much as with EveryDollar. And then there are a couple things that I like a lot more. So the thing that I don't like is in EveryDollar, it's much easier to put in the amount of money that you're budgeting for the month. It's just right at the top of the app. You just punch in the amount of income that you've got. Within this, it took me a little bit longer to figure out that you have to start an account and fund the account before you start budgeting that money. So that was a little bit of a confusing aspect for me. The things that I like a lot more are it's really easy to move money around at the end of the month. So one of the things that Bailey and I have to do at the end of each month is look at how much money we have left in each category, and then basically just delete what we had and then put in the amount that we actually spent, so that our amount that we have left to budget is then increased, and we can just move that to a different category. In this case, I can just go into a category, say move money, and then tell it directly which category to switch it to, which is super easy and saves a lot of time. I'm a big fan of that. The YNAB app does cost, it has a monthly fee involved. Let's go down here. You can get the annual plan for $84 per month. Per year, excuse me. Or you can do the monthly plan for $12 per month. There are a lot of resources that you can go to in order to learn about how to use the app. There are a lot of people on YouTube that actually budget every month in their YNAB, and they'll show you exactly how they do it. So the first shout out that I'll do here on this channel is for Barlow Street, which is another YouTube channel. Barlow is a lawyer, and she does the budgeting for every single paycheck that she gets in. She shows in depth how she breaks down her budget and how she puts money into different categories, how she moves it around in much greater detail than what I showed in today. She also does it on the desktop version, which is pretty helpful to see exactly how that works out as well. I just decided I wanted to do it on the phone app because I think that's how a lot of people are going to be putting in their transactions and whatnot. But yeah, this is her channel. I highly recommend her videos. I think she's incredibly genuine in the way that she comes across, and she's really interested in helping people really get comfortable with budgeting, which is something that I value very highly. One more thing I'd like to mention is that budgeting can be a challenge. A lot of people take about 90 days in order to really get comfortable with their budgets, but it's completely worth it. And I have a bunch of videos about budgeting and how a budget will help you become more comfortable with your finances, and how it can help you actually accomplish your financial goals that you have set. The example that I did today is very situational. Some people are going to have more income, some people will have less. Their expenses are going to vary drastically based on what situation they're in, the number of people that they have in their family, where they're living, those kinds of things. So keep that in mind. It's purely an example. So get out there and actually start budgeting. It's going to make an unbelievable impact on your life, not just financially, but in the way that you handle yourself in so many other categories. But for the time being, just remember that money doesn't have to be confusing. You can control it. Well, this video is going to take quite a bit more time to edit than normal because I don't have any script to go on. At least I'm a week ahead on videos.